Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Christen Dominguez, Marketing Manager with SCC. I'm sitting down today with Scott Foll, our Global Quality and Regulatory Manager, for a quick conversation about how we track quality across every place we source from. Scott and his team make sure that the products meet the mark long before they reach the customer. Glad to have you with me today, Scott.
Yes, good morning, Kristen, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share a bit about how we keep quality front and center. It's a team effort, and I'm proud to be part of it.
That's great. Thank you. Um, So first question, how do you define quality at SCC? And how do you help suppliers understand and meet those standards?
Yeah, at SCC, quality means delivering products that consistently meet expectations. Again, not just on dimensional specs, but performance, appearance, and reliability. It's about doing it right the first time and protecting our company reputation. We help our suppliers by setting clear expectations up front, providing detailed requirements, and creating an open line of communication for questions or concerns. Quality isn't just about the final product. It's built into every step of the process here at SCC.
Can you share a quick example of that?
Sure, I have plenty, of course, but I'll pick on maybe moisture control. It is kind of critical in our business. So,
Yeah.
to make sure we're able to confidently meet our standard for moisture control, it means that we have to measure moisture in a proper and repeatable manner. We conducted studies, with our suppliers collaboratively and OEMs of the various moisture meters that are out there, and ultimately we settled on a specific moisture meter and the settings and provided that exact same model so that we had confidence in the readings that are being obtained. Not only did we help educate our suppliers in this example, we provided the necessary tools for them to be successful.
Wow. What's a common misunderstanding about quality?
Yeah, I think there are two, in my opinion, for me, two predominant misunderstandings about quality. One is that it's the QC team's responsibility, when in reality, quality is owned by everyone. It's from sourcing all the way through shipping. When suppliers understand this, they become more invested in preventing issues, not just reacting to them. The second misunderstanding is that quality is catching defects before they ship. While this is important, quality encompasses a much broader range of duties. We have process control, we have risk management, corrective action, and ultimately system management.
That's wow. With tariff changes and changes in demand, shifting sourcing volume, how do you protect quality while staying responsive to customer needs?
Yeah, it's been quite the 2025 so far
Oh, it sure has.
in that arena. So, in the changing landscape, as you mentioned, protecting quality comes down to staying proactive and connected. We keep strong communication with our suppliers, reinforce that quality is non-negotiable, and work with them to find solutions that reduce costs or improve efficiency without sacrificing standards. Being responsive to customers doesn't mean being reactive. It means anticipating risks, managing expectations, and delivering consistency even under pressure.
Absolutely. And have you had to adjust any of those processes or expectations?
We make adjustments to our processes all the time.
Mhm.
It's called continuous improvement. Because we have this continuous improvement mindset, some external issues have little impact because of our built-in agility. The goal is to protect the outcome, even if the path shifts.
Great. With the shifting, how do you decide where that flexibility makes sense?
Yeah, flexibility works where it doesn't compromise fit, form, function, or compliance. We look at the impact, we assess the risk, and make sure that any adjustment we're making is supported by data, not just urgency.
Okay. What do you look for during audits or inspections to make sure that suppliers are staying on track?
Okay, during audits and inspections, we focus on process consistency, documentation accuracy, and whether the supplier is actively following our specifications and quality systems. It's not just about passing a checklist, it's about seeing if the controls are effective and repeatable. We also look for how well issues are identified and corrected, not just covered up. In a manufacturing environment, issues are inevitable. That's not the real problem. The real problem arises when those issues aren't properly identified and corrected.
Sure. What might be a red flag you'd watch for?
Yeah, mine that I always look for, it's maybe easy to detect to some level, but it's repeat quality issues. This would identify that corrective actions aren't um, implemented or they're incomplete. If the same problem keeps showing up, it usually means the root cause, wasn't properly identified, or the fix wasn't sustained, or the supplier is treating the symptoms instead of solving the real problem. That's when you know you need to dig deeper and drive stronger accountability.
Sure. How do you keep all of your inspectors aligned with this?
Well, we have a great team across the whole globe, and we provide clear inspection criteria, tools and gauges, like I mentioned earlier,
Yep,
and feedback when needed. Right? I meet with our team weekly. This digital world we're in, there's no reason to not stay connected, and we
absolutely.
use and abuse that connection as much as we can, even while our team is in a factory. We have the ability to stay connected. So we have open discussion on any subject in a weekly basis. Consistent communication keeps them focused on what matters most to us and to our customers.
What are you focused on going forward? Are there any improvements or shifts that you're excited about as we grow?
Yeah, I think as we move into the second half of this year, our focus will remain on being agile, collaborative, and continuously improving. We'll continue strengthening compliance through our robust documentation and on-site audits, and we'll keep up with our supplier accountability. We will continue to move upstream in the process and monitor process performance and capability. I call it a product by process approach. If we know the process is in control and meeting all the needs, the outcome of that, which is the product, should meet all of our specifications and expectations. We'll remain focused on three C's, and that's consistency, compliance, and confidence in everything we deliver.
Nice. Is there any process or that you're planning to streamline?
Well, our entire quality system, I think we continue to streamline that and we look to ensure, just faster response, clearer traceability, making sure our methods of communication and specifications and documentations are clear and crisp. So I think we'll touch all elements of our system. That's my job. That's what we do for continuous improvement in quality.
Yeah. And I know you're such a trendy guy. So, how about any new trends or tools that might be on your radar to help?
Yeah, I like that. We plan to evaluate, where and how we can incorporate, artificial intelligence (AI) in our work
Sure.
processes. It's this area is quite intriguing to me personally, and I fully believe it has a place within our quality process to make us better. I can see it helping us in our training, in our problem solving and decision making aspects of our jobs.
It's great. It really is becoming a tool that I think all of us are finding useful in our
Yes,
day to day. So, it's fascinating.
very much.
Well, thanks for sitting down today with me, Scott, or standing with me today, Scott. I appreciate your time and insight. Your work and the work of your team makes a huge impact on SCC's reliability and our customer trust. And thank you to everyone watching today. We hope this gave you a closer look at how we protect quality behind the scenes.